Greetings everyone, this is Curtis Duncan, aka Dr. C, checking in with you. And I just wanted to make this video. I happened to see a good video by MoveOn.org. They recently did a video about how health insurance execs need love too. And I just wanted to make this video to, provide my perspective on why health insurance companies aren't to blame for our sad state of affairs here in America when it comes to health care. In the video, if you check it out, I'll post a link for it in my upper right description. The video basically, provides a lot of good information about how basically health insurance companies are fraudulent. They're crooks, basically. And I agree. But what I really did not like was that, this was seen as bad, and in a sense, people in the commercial, from my viewpoint, were blaming them for some of the healthcare problems, and people maybe can't afford to get coverage. And to me, this promotes this whole lack and scarcity vibe, also a resentment and a negative view towards profit and those who enjoy a degree of financial freedom and abundance. Now, I'll say this: I don't have health insurance, and I have no desire to have health insurance. Now, people out there who do have health insurance, that's a personal choice, and I respect that. But I do not need disease care coverage, because I have health assurance. I always tell people you do not need health insurance if you have health assurance. So for us to go around blaming them, I feel is very disempowering. Essentially, the reason why healthcare is so fucked up, if you will, in this country is because people are sick, and politicians, insurance companies, drug companies, hospitals, and all the like capitalize off our being sick and ignorant. Most people out here, there's been for the past 70 years now, there's been a conspiracy to keep us sick. And many of Americans have participated in it. We have funded our government, which subsidizes processed foods and cheap foods via the subsidization of corn. And, we trust the FDA when they've been shown to be very corrupt and fraudulent. Whatever they say, we basically agree upon. Just like the millions of mindless people who are going to get the swine flu vaccine, untested, experimental, has mercury in it. People don't get it anyway because the government says so, and because Barack Obama is a proponent of this particular vaccine. But essentially, health insurance companies make money off our ignorance. Now, people might have a problem with that, but I'm not mad at them. They are in business. And if there was not demand for their particular service, which really is unnecessary, as many people of the liberal community have noted, if there was not demand for their service, then they wouldn't be in existence. But essentially, I don't feel as though first, I don't feel as though we should be resenting people who have achieved wealth. Those are our own judgments, how people manifest wealth. But really, the universe doesn't care how you manifest it. If you're in alignment with it, it will show up in your life. The second thing is that whenever you blame someone, you essentially relinquish your power. All of us are very powerful, but we've embraced this idea, a very limited idea, that we are powerless. That if I don't have health insurance, that's the worst thing. It's not. Just find a way to prevent disease. Walk, eat more whole foods. Cut out the fast foods, cut out the alcohol, cut out the cigarettes. People, they always say, well, these things are hard to do. Another limiting idea. These things do not have to be hard to do. That's just an idea that you have embraced, that you have been programmed to embrace. But they're not hard. You can overcome cigarettes. You are not powerless. You are not a victim. So when we go around blaming insurance companies and saying insurance companies are bad for my health, it's very disempowering, because people are missing the real point. Who is putting money into the insurance companies' pockets? The people. The people, that's it. The people who are fearful, who are ignorant, and have no clue how to take health matters into their own hands. So thereby, when they do not know how to take health matters into their own hands, then they have to rely on the government, and on big pharma, and on the hospital industry, and on the health insurance execs, none of which really give two fucks about your health. They're looking to make money off of it. And if you don't have the money for it, then, is that really their problem either? It doesn't have to be really expensive to prevent disease or to quote-unquote treat it. There are thousands of things out there that are free, which can dramatically reduce your risk of disease and can treat it. A prime example of that is vitamin D. And I'll post a link for my recording on how to get adequate amounts of it. Vitamin D has been shown to prevent 14 types of cancer. If you're depressed, try some vitamin D. I mean, you don't have to go to the store to get that. I mean, yeah, if you're in the winter, during the wintertime, you might have to get a vitamin D supplement. I mean, but those things are relatively cheap. But essentially, it is not health insurance companies' fault. I do agree that, yeah, I mean, they're fraudulent, and oftentimes they deny people coverage. I mean, but you know what? They can do that because that's just the name of the game. So my thing is, either you're going to play the game or you're not. I chose a long time ago not to play the game and not to be sick, and definitely not to be a victim, and to take matters into my own hands, be my own doctor. And there are plenty of people out there, alternative practitioners, who offer very cheap services and have information for you to make wise decisions. I mean, oftentimes these people are rejected by the public and by the government. So health insurance profits are not bad for your health. If anything, they could be a good thing. I mean, because hey, people want a job these days, so the bigger health insurance companies get, the more people they can hire. I'm just coming from the perspective that people want jobs, and all this cry about jobs, not enough jobs. Well, hey, if more and more Americans are sick, then that means more jobs for the American people, even though we'll be sick in the process. But we don't have to be. And you don't have to be a victim. And, health insurance profits are not bad for your health. I recall seeing a sign at the so-called healthcare reform rally, which is actually, this whole healthcare reform debate is really an illusion. It's just really about healthcare insurance companies and big pharma getting more customers. It's not about the American people, and I'll detail more about that a little bit later. But essentially, healthcare insurance profits are not bad for your health. What is bad for your health is being a victim. What is bad for your health is drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, eating McDonald's, eating Doritos, eating Lay's potato chips, eating sodas. And these are all things that make us sick, and thereby put more money into their profits and create a need or demand for us to have these particular health insurance services. I mean, because think about it. Would you ever have a problem with health care coverage if you weren't ever sick? I mean, yeah, you could still get it if you wanted to. I mean, but would ever be a situation where, oh, well, they're not going to cover my breast cancer surgery, because, they don't want to. Well, how about, if you never got breast cancer, would it be a problem then? Absolutely not. And you can prevent breast cancer, just like everything else. So, just to put this out there, I know this video might step on some people's toes, I mean, but, this whole idea of victimhood, all these negative programming towards these profits and these health insurance execs, it's only meant to keep you sicker and broke, because the system is not going to change. They're making billions of dollars on the food side and on the so-called sick care side, or health care, and it's not going to change no time soon. So you're going to make change yourself, or you're going to continue to put money in these people's pockets to take it and do whatever the hell they want with it and deny you coverage. That's up to you, people. I don't deal with healthcare coverage. I don't deal with doctors. I don't deal with hospitals. I don't deal with none of that. And that's just a choice I made a long time ago. You can make whatever choice you make, but just know that, hey, if you are going to be dealing with these people, this is what they do. And the movie Sicko greatly entails that. But essentially, my whole perspective, again, is that this wouldn't be a problem. All this healthcare stuff would not be a problem if we were absolutely healthy, and we can be. Thank you again. This is a little, video, a little rant, but I just want to provide some perspective on all this stuff going on around here about all this propaganda about healthcare insurance companies are bad, and they're ruining healthcare, and they're hurting Americans. All that's a bunch of victim talk, and it's very disempowering, y'all. So if you want to be a victim, so be it. I mean, I'll say this with the healthcare reform bill, you finna be a bigger victim. So I would, encourage everyone to really, do your research and really decide to take health matters into your own hands. Thank you again for everything, and have a wonderful day, y'all. Peace.